Stay super hyped. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the temple. Today's match in the Arena Beta stream. In the red corner, at a height of 6 feet 6 inches tall, hailing from Wizards of the Coast, we have Nate the Hatchling Price. And in the blue corner, the fan favorite from the Arena Beta, the one you've come to watch, the thing you've come to see, useful information. Who will win? Spoiler alert, useful information does not win. Oh, my dog's outside. 1 second. Oops, that's not what I wanted. And you guys think streaming is easy. That intro took some work. All right, without further ado, let's just get going, huh? I think the volume is good, but you guys speak up immediately if Nate is too quiet, all right? If Nate's too quiet. Found out Nate is a neck dagger.
What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, my dudes, and
my dudes,
time for another Arena.
There he is, Nate the Hatchling Price.
I'm Nate Price. I'm your community manager for MtG Arena, and welcome if this is your first time here, and if not, thanks for coming back. I'm happy I didn't scare you off. We got about an hour to hang out today, and we're gonna get in. We're gonna play some games. I'm gonna set expectations right now. There's not a whole lot of extra news right now. We're driving pretty hard towards being able to tell people more about things like you're asking questions about, like when is the NDA gonna drop? If you missed last,
I predicted this yesterday that the state of the beta post would have more information than this stream, and guess what? The state of the beta post doesn't have much information. So.
Last week's stream, you know that the answer is sometime within the next month. And I don't have an exact date, but that's literally something I am exactly working on. And so every day that goes by, I'm closer today to being able to tell you an exact date than I was last week. But I can tell you it's sometime within the next month. And then all of you cool kids out there who want to make your wonderful streams and YouTube videos will have my...
I mean, this is good information if you missed it last week. Dudettes, good point. Peter, what up?
I know there's a whole bunch of people out there who want information on draft, and the best that I can tell you is the same stuff that we put up on our forums recently, which is
nothing.
Working on it. So I highly recommend you check out the forums. Also, if you're members of the closed beta, we put up a state of the beta post. Chris Clay wrote this.
I do like that, Jay Wolf. They're consistent there.
All the things that we've been working on in the last week, some things we're working on for the future, and then just some responses to some of the big pieces of feedback that the community gave us. So please check in on that thread. It's pinned up in the general discussions from forum. And
we might get an update for something, Ninja.
For everybody else,
it's too early to lose hope.
Let's do a little playing Magic. I'm gonna dive on in. I'll do my best to keep an eye on chat too, but if there's anything that I've learned, if you guys have watched me click through playing lands on my turns, because I'm trying to read. Although I've done pretty well the last couple of weeks. Like we've lost like one match a day.
Self-hype?
The last couple of weeks in a row, which means
Self-hype?
we're clearly due to get destroyed this week.
Self-deprecating.
Anyway,
Self-hype
let
and
me show you my
self-deprecating.
quests. It's a little messier than it normally is. I played most of the way through my Nissa's Pilgrimage quest. Didn't realize until I logged on today that I was one land away from clearing this out, so I didn't get the tick over. I am real bad
Nissa's
at
Pilgrimage
quests.
quest hype?
That's
one of the best quests in the game.
But I've got a couple other deck building restriction quests to do. One that requires.
Why doesn't he have a refresh button under any of his quests? Shouldn't he be able to refresh these quests? Did he already refresh them? And how could he already refresh it? I guess he played this morning or something?
Requires me to win 2 games of the blue-black deck, and this is actually something that we talked about in the
Listen up.
post that we put up yesterday. These quests here in the middle, like the Dimir Cunning, win 2 games with a 2-color deck specified. These are quests that went through a little bit of an rework when we made the most recent update, and they were getting recycled.
I think it's a 20 land one, J-Wolf.
It's hard to tell immediately attributed to that whether it's that they're getting recycled because it was a low gold value or whether it was because it was a restrictive type of quest, like you have to be specifically playing blue-black if you're playing a Grixis.
This is what I've been saying, folks. I said this like 4 streams in a row several streams ago that they shouldn't judge the quest based on recycle rate when they were at 150. And now Nate is admitting exactly that they can't tell because they can't tell if we're recycling because the numbers are low or because it's the quest. Well, you already cut the quests. You already cut some good quests based on this information. And now you're finally coming to the conclusion that you don't have good data yet?
Fairly quickly, and it's hard to tell immediately attributed to that whether it's that they're getting recycled because it was a low gold value or whether it was because it was a restricted type of quest, like you have to be specifically playing blue-black if you're playing a Grixis deck that doesn't count, for example.
I've been recycling all these quests, by the way.
That we got actually was that these quests would be more interesting to people if they were a little less restrictive, and so this specific type of quest, we're actually exploring ways that we can make these a little less restrictive to give people a little bit more fun, because especially since we do give rewards to people for winning, but these quests are great ways for players who might not win as often as others, usually myself included, are able to make sure we get a nice stream of gold. And
so that's wrong. How is a 2-win quest helpful to people who don't win a lot? You just recycle everything, California? I don't care that much. Like, if it's a quest that fits in with the decks I want to play, I just play it regardless of price at this point in my life. But how does a 2-win quest help people who can't win get money? I don't like this at all. I much prefer quests that say, like, play 12 blue spells. You know? That gives you a lot of options. You can build decks around it. It's easy to cast spells. It doesn't rely on you winning. Like, I think all these 2-win quests should basically be out. Like, I understand they wanted to encourage people to deck build, but the fact is the economy doesn't really support it. I think it'd be much better just play 20 blue or black spells. Like, isn't that what duels used to be? That way you don't have to win. You still get to cast spells. You still get the money. You still are probably doing some kind of blue-black, but you can go 3-color if you want. You can go 4-color. Whatever. You don't have to win. Like, that would be my recommendation for changing these quests, because I do just recycle these. Unless I have a deck in the colors, I just recycle them. I don't like that either, California. Like, if their intention is for the quest to provide people who don't win a lot with gold, then I don't think there should be any quests that win. Personally, I wouldn't mind a high-end win quest, because yeah, they're harder, but I just don't think they should have them. Like right there, right next to it is what I'm talking about, the cast 15 red or white spells. I just think that quest is 100 times better if the intention of quests is to give people who don't win a lot some money so that they can get packs and get back in. Yeah, so and they cut a lot of those kind of quests. Like play 12 artifacts. Now there's a quest I'd be playing treasure map on, no problem. 4 of treasure map if I had it easy. But I don't think they should have win quests at all. Because from what they say, they want this to help people who don't win a lot get packs and progress in the game. And a double win quest does not do that. Also super restrictive. So I just think they should cut those quests. The other 2 quests are fine. Any Nissa's quest is awesome. I don't know what the 500 one's called, but yeah, it was answered in chat. It's 20 lands. It's probably called Nissa's something, but probably not Pilgrimage.
So finding ways to make these a little less restrictive so you guys can have a little bit more fun and more flexibility in your deck building. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't have a timeline for it. We just know that this is what we're exploring right now.
That's a fine way to play, man.
Any news on Amonkhet? Yeah, man. There was this hour of devastation that happened. Nicol Bolas brought a bunch of these, old gods back, and they just destroyed the place. So, I mean, it is not looking pretty right now.
End the joke now, Nate.
Staying away from the plane. Sorry to burst your bubble if you were planning like a vacation or something there. Just
last week they said it was. Now I couldn't find the quote here, but I'm pretty sure they said 90 to 95% done. So why wouldn't we be interested in if it was 100% done? That seems like a good question. And what's his answer?
Stay away. Anyway.
Stay away from the plane?
Here are our quests for today. We have cast red or white spells, play lands we will just do, and then we have to win with a black-blue deck. So let's see. I know. Thank you, Raphael. I'm incredibly funny. That's why they have me here. Anyway, let's show you the decks that we are playing with today. Because we have to build play red and white spells. We have
I do like his deck names. I'm a little jealous.
Wrong. I'm a big fan of playing more control-ish kind of decks, and so
let me guess.
I'm gonna actually break it down to a little
Raptor Hatchling hype.
So this is the deck that I have built for this week.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that California when he actually says it.
The cards that we have to play the red and white spells that we want. There are a few cards I wish I had. Like I wish I had a couple more gold, rare wild cards. I'd love to fill out the Burning Sun's Avatar. I'd like to get.
You'd really want to fill out Burning Sun's Avatar?
Some more rare.
I'll give you mine, Nate.
As well, but
they're okay, but you don't need to fill them out.
And it's not as terrible as I
Is that the Q Ninja?
This is the deck. This is the deck I'm going to run in with the red and white spells, and then I have just the worst pirate deck. It is real bad. I've got like a single Dire Fleet captain and like a single.
Oh, he was definitely
siren.
trying to be funny.
It's not great, but hopefully I can win 2 games with it. So. I'm going to go ahead and jump straight on in. I would like to play the red-white deck first because it is not the worst pirate deck, which is pretty self-explanatory in terms of what it is.
You clearly don't have the worst pirate deck when you have 4 hostage takers.
Answering questions about other sets that we're working on, we're like 95% done with Amonkhet right now. I think it's like
Great. So Chad has to ask the question again because Nate did that awful joke the first time. And then, yes, 95%. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and saying that last week they said 90 to 95%. I can't remember. I don't have the clip. I couldn't find the old state of the beta post. So maybe they made 5% progress, but as California said, they could have said 95% last week, which means they made 0 progress. 0. Did they just stop working on it? I don't.
Clay said, believe it or not, Exert was actually giving the team a little bit of.
Like, let's do the math, folks. If they're 95% done a week ago, and they've progressed 0%, how long in a week? How many weeks will it take for them to get to 100%? The answer clearly is infinity.
Trouble, but I believe they have solved that problem. Oh no, Kamal of Krosa. That guy is significantly more contemplative than his previous barbarian incarnation. Should be really
Okay,
cool about this.
can you guys tell me, like,
But they're really close to working it out. And
where is Nate
think it's
Price's
like,
magic
Price said,
knowledge base from? Like, what is
believe
this
it or not,
Kamal
Exert
Krosa
is
reference?
actually
I don't know.
making a little
So
bit of
please
trouble.
school
But
me.
I believe they have solved that problem. Oh no, Kamal of Krosa. That guy is significantly more contemplative than his previous barbarian incarnation. Should be really careful.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
But they're really close to working it out, and I'm not sure exactly when they're going to be able to put it in the game, but it is something that we should be relatively.
Like, he knows a lot of weird old cards.
As far as other standard legal sets, I'll keep that on.
Like, but he doesn't really know what's going on in the game generally. I don't
as far
get
as the
it.
other standard legal sets, obviously we're going to be working backwards.
Oh, maybe he
We've
reads
had
the
a lot
lore.
of stuff in for some of the pre-alpha testing that we did during the lead up, but I mean, pre-alpha is significantly different than where we are right now. So take us a little time to work on those. We're working our way backwards, and again, we've been saying this for a long time.
Yeah, Peter.
The goal is by the time that launch rolls around to have the full standard set of whatever's currently standard legal available. So let's see. Consoles available at launch. Right now, the only ones I'm 100% positive on is PC, because it is where we are starting.
There's been some talk in the Discord Arena forum about Mac OS functionality. You guys can check it out there if you're interested in Mac OS functionality. I don't know how reliable the data is, but you can check it out there.
Working everything on PC, and all the information about consoles you'll be able to keep an eye on mtgarena.com. We'll have the information up there.
I would like to see it on consoles. Why not? More players.
Let's see. Kaladesh block gonna add game, dude. Probably, to be very honest. Let's see. Kumena, that seems like a reasonable thing to be.
No News Nate is hard at work on this stream. Hard at work.
I hope. I choose you.
Nate has a really good hand here. He's answering everything.
Yeah, kind of saw that might be coming. That's fine. I
Had
will
to read?
also Ixalan's binding it. I'll attack. I might as well attack. Let's get our fight on. Next turn we can Snubhorn Sentry and Ixalan's binding. This card is really cool. I don't know if you guys caught
He
this
loves
in
it.
Grand Prix last weekend. I think Sam Black was playing
This is going up his list.
mostly white City's Blessing deck, and a 1-mana 3/3 is no joke, especially if you're playing a bunch of ways to put lots of permanents into play relatively quickly.
That was a sweet deck if you haven't checked it out.
Our opponent's down to 2 cards, and hopefully one of them
I
isn't
feel like if he could play
another
10
dive down.
Snubhorns and 10 Raptor
because I would
Hatchlings, that
really
would
like
be
to
like
look
his
at
creature
Ixalan's
loadout
on this.
most of the time.
It is not my friend. Let's put this out first. Nope. So you know, you can always drag your cards up and be able to see whether or not your lands are going to tap the way that you want them to.
This is a neat feature. I fail at it. Like when I play a card, I just drag it out so fast that I don't even notice, and then I'm like, oh, the land's got tapped wrong. Like if I had to play in a tournament, I would take off auto tapping. I think it's good enough, especially once you start figuring out like it does a bad job with Field of Ruin, it does a bad job. Like you can see right here, it's when he drags out that Ixalan's Binding, it tries to tap all his colored mana and not Field of Ruin. Oh, also, by the way, did you guys notice what the opponent played? Frickin' Dowsing Dagger.
Oh boy!
That's hype. I have a few Dowsing Dagger decks up on YouTube. You can check them out. But that is super hype. He does have unblockable Merfolk, you know? So Dowsing Dagger's kind of cool there. I just don't know what he ramps with it. Like, how many Merfolk can you play in a turn? He's already at 5 mana. If he gets a Black Lotus, 8 mana a turn, that seems a lot for Merfolk. Yeah, it seems to be the same. And you know what? It's fine. Actually, let's go ahead 1 second
We're
here.
working on this. There are a few times that it is not quite doing exactly what you would expect, but you can always double check just to make sure.
Okay, did you see the animations there?
Exactly what you would expect, but
So there's like, when you tap the land, there's like a little line that shoots out, and then it goes to the symbol that's over your name. Symbol placement in the middle, I think, seems fine. It used to be on the side. That was fine for me, too. Like, I believe they could be doing more with the sides. We talked about this. Someone mentioned this last review, I think. But I wouldn't mind, like, the sides being, like, everything you're doing on your turn. You know, kind of shows what cards you're casting. I don't know. I don't really have any great UI suggestions for it, but I didn't mind the land on the side. In the middle is fine too. But when you tap a land, it makes this little, manually tap a land, it makes this little line, and then it shoots it over there. You can't do anything when that animation is running. So if you want to tap double red, boom, boom, and you want to tap doo-doo, because you want to tap double red, you have to kind of wait for the one animation to finish before you can tap the other one. That's an interesting suggestion, California. I mean, are you talking about not having lands at all? I don't know. Anyway, the point is that when you click, my point is, when you click a land, you have to wait for the animation to finish before you can click another land, and I think that's bad. You should still be able to double click the land when the animation is running. Like, there's a lot of still kind of problems with the animations, and I think this is the biggest problem people have with the animations, is that most of the time you can't do anything while they're running. If you could do stuff while they're running, they'd be less in your face, and you just proceed. And I think that would help everybody, especially the people who hate the animations. So they need to find a way to, like, let the animations run, or have an animation cancel out the previous animation. So like if I click 2 lands, instead of finishing the first animation, it would just start the second animation when I click the second land. That's really interesting, California. I think that's a very interesting point. And because lands do take so much mana on the field. The problem is lands that have activated abilities like Field of Ruin. But even just taking out basic lands and normal dual lands, that seems really good. You could save so much board space. It would make it more like Eternal in a way. But I think that's a really good idea. I don't think they're ever going to do that. People will freak out if they can't cast a basic land. And again, I do like the art. But then you should just be able to hover over it or something, and then it'll show you the lands. But that's a really interesting idea. I like that a lot. Give you a little bit of...
How marvelous.
Marvelous.
Always double check just to make sure. So,
all right, let's check this one more time, though. Because there's another point here, too.
The way that you want them to. We're working on this. There are a few times that it does not
watch when he taps the land.
Exactly what you would expect.
So when he taps that plains, like the whole pile of land shifts. It'll happen again when he taps the one red. What up, bees?
Yeah.
Bees hype. It'll just shift the lands around. So if you wanted to double click like a mountain here really fast, you can't, because the first time you click it, like it separates from the pile.
But
and then you have to like refine where the piles are. So they could make this smoother. That's my point.
And we also have a City's Blessing, so this is not too bad. I like where we currently are with our opponent having.
You never heard of Eternal? It's a sweet card game.
There we go.
Not as sweet as Magic, but it's sweet.
Snubby. Deeper waters, we're perfectly fine with it.
We're still well ahead of you, Bees. I don't think you come in until much later.
Okay. Yep. life is about to get real bad for our opponent, who is...
It's magic light, but Hearthstone heavy.
Can't tell if I get
I
flooded
guess.
out or what, but our deck is doing the things that I want to be able to do. Let's
You are in
see.
time for Dowsing Dagger Bees, which is awesome.
Whitelist. Whitelist, what are you talking about? It's orange list. See, orange. Price of progress is in orange. Combat. All attack. Bash with our creatures. Yeah, I am actually looking forward to when Amonkhet gets into, because when Amonkhet now...
We are too, Nate.
Like, the metagame is...
So why'd you dick with us
when you
earlier?
get a tribal set like this, the metagame will ultimately settle it. Oh, well... Fair enough. I guess I will Baffling end my own poor Kinjali Sunwing. It's a shame I don't have a way to get rid of my Baffling end and get my Sunwing back.
That's not how Sunwing works, folk. I mean, that's not how Baffling End works. When a creature's exiled by Baffling End, you never get it back. It is not the same as Ixalan's Binding. Magic 2015 looked best. I never played that Nexus, but I think I watched CGB or someone stream it. I think what I liked about it is this, the board just seems so big. So big. And here it just seems so kind of confining. You know, and it's like... I mean, you can list reasons why, but it's just like those kind of feelings you don't want. Like... to like not even really be able to tell why it feels confined, but just to have that feeling like it's not an open space. Like somehow they got it right that it felt like a big open space, and that feels so much better than like a tight, tiny board.
Let's battle this.
Come on, bees.
Going. Go Snubby. You're doing
Of course
work.
there was no info.
You're the real MVP. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to...
Welcome, Nexus,
seeing
by the
what
way.
happens when we add a couple new sets in and give people an opportunity to build in this. Not really an existing
Look at Nate, he's on
metagame,
bronze.
but,
Bronze 1, hype.
It's kind of block constructed. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can get when we do other things. So we got Nissa's Pilgrimage. Super. This is interesting.
I don't hate it. Like I don't mind. I don't mind, but
it's because I only qualified.
now that you mention it, it does feel, or now that I talk about it, it feels a little bit restricted to
I'm
me.
going to go ahead and continue to play with this deck until we finish off this quest, and then we'll switch over to something
Did he
else,
win?
And then we can
I
take
think
a
he
look
won
at
that,
the others
right?
they got. Maybe we'll build one with you guys on the stream, since we...
Joffrey, what
We're
up?
going to blow through these quests pretty quickly, unless we just lose forever with the worst pirate deck, which is entirely possible considering it's not the best pirate deck. The one thing it does have is 4 hostage takers, because I like hostage taker. And I want to take
Maybe I should have put that on his list. He does like
Skarn.
Skarn. This is where Beast comes in. You're in the Skarn match,
Let's
Beast.
see. When will Amonkhet be able to draft as well? True Gamer Banana asks. I am more interested in when anything will be able to be drafted in Arena first.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll give him credit for this
I'm
answer.
going to work on getting that put together before I start figuring out when they're going to start letting us draft.
There is a slight bit of news in the State of the
This is
Beta
not a
forum
hand
about
we can
draft,
keep,
which you
so
guys should check out.
This is a hand that we can keep. Oh my!
Raptor Hatchling. It's a keeper. That's actually a very good looking hand to me.
Certainly don't need to.
Much better than his
Frost
first
is
hand.
Really good against deep root waters.
Amonkhet feels more spacious.
Slows the Merfolk decks down quite a bit. It's also really good against the vampire decks. So I've been very happy with it in the games that I've played. Do we have an ETA Unlimited? I will answer this now, and then I will let the rest of you guys in chat handle answering this in the future. But no, we're most of the way done. There are some things that still need to be figured out, and there will be more information.
He kind
when
of
we have
slow
it, but all I
rolls
can say
Skarn
right
here a
now
lot
is
while he's
we're
answering
working on it,
questions.
and we're close to being finished. So there you go. I'll let you guys continue to parrot that for new people that join in and ask the same questions. No. What do I want to do?
I'm sure his blue-black pirate deck does not have
Blue
Hatchling,
mana.
but he's probably considering it.
Let's get another Raptor Hatchling in before we drop that Rampaging Ferocidon down. I'm perfectly fine getting this countered, but I don't want to get my Ferocidon counters. I like it too much. Yeah, that's what I thought. Had the read. Cool. Any timing on best of 3 format? It is something that we are working on also. We put this information up. If you guys are in the closed beta, I highly recommend you go to the forums and check the most recent state of
The double
beta
hatchling
post
dream.
that Playmade. It has a lot of information that
He'll get there.
you are all seeking.
Oh, he just got hornswoggled, by the way. Best name card in Rick's. I'm standing by that statement.
I did get hornswoggled. Man, it happens.
Jester!
There are worse cards to be hit by.
Jester!
They could be cards that do not have as much fun sounding names, for example. I'm much happier to be hornswoggled than I am to be excluded. Let's just say that. Okay, will you lift NDA with only best of 1, or do you aim to have more game modes at that point? Considering I do not know exactly when the NDA is going to be listed over the next month, and I also don't know exactly what the timeline for some of these other game modes are, I cannot answer that. I'll get him.
Nate the Hatchling wins against useful information yet again. I should have kept the score between useful information and Nate on this one. It would be bad.
This and then start bashing for 4. Kind of like that idea.
Maybe next week we'll add that feature to the stream.
Baffle this poor sailor.
Okay, here. Lore experts. Can you guys explain exactly what the baffling end art means? Yes, Joffrey. I play daily. Not as much as our boy Omega B's here, but I do play daily. I love it. I love it. Like, you know, these streams are really fun for me to stream, but I love it. But the question right now is, explain the baffling end art. Like, I understand, like, kind of the pirate is disappearing, and maybe the dino comes back, but I'm going to get a coffee, and you guys, like, give me some lore or some, like, fully explain this picture to me. Well, I'll be right back. I just don't get it. So it's like spontaneous combustion. Oh, that's a good point. I was going to bring that up later in the stream, but let's bring that up now. The way the interface works, and you can click on buttons and cards. Like, I'm pretty sure I read that someone had a touchscreen computer and was playing this game on a touchscreen computer. Like, I really think it would be easy to play on a touchscreen, right? I mean, everything you could just click your finger on. I mean, basically, if you can play mouse only, you can play touchscreen. But you don't really need the keyboard for anything. So, yeah, I think this game will... Like, as long as the system requirements aren't too dreadful, I think it's really easy to port this to tablet devices and phones and stuff, because it seems very touchscreen friendly. California says the pirate was vaporized and the dyno arose from the steam. Yeah, it seems like a spontaneous combustion or something. But the picture looks like the dyno's like, what happened to this guy? But the dyno really shouldn't really know about that, right? Because the dyno doesn't even come into play till the baffling end is gone. It's just like a random spell from the aether. I don't get it. I thought it always had that, J-Wolf. 420 dyno. Like, the way the card works and the picture, I just don't get it. Like, I don't know what that dyno's thinking right now. Because it looks like he's like, where did the pirate go? But he shouldn't even know because he kind of comes from the pirate like a phoenix or something. Yeah. I think this is one thing I'll just have to live with.
And then bash for 4. Take advantage of that rampaging Ferocidon.
Get in there, Hatchling.
Cool. Babo, you want to be my
20
fan.
Rapture, lol.
Like, it is hot in here. I could definitely use a little air circulation, so I'm 100% behind this.
That's Nate's
been getting rid of.
second best joke of the day, I think.
Yeah,
which is not saying much.
You know, get rid of my Raptor Hatchling. It would slow the beats by a single point. It's not terrible.
Raptor Hatchling.
I am playing a white-green dinosaur control
It's not white-green.
This is the most
white-red,
not regular dinosaur deck there is. Yeah, Sunwing probably would have been good too. I keep forgetting this thing's got menace.
Yeah, Jester, I kind of like that. Thrashing Brontodon's green, though.
That's fine.
That is not a Thrashing Brontodon.
Or ping players when creatures come into play. That's also cool. Why don't we also add menace to it? Yeah, that seems like a completely reasonable, not at all unreasonable decision. All right, so our opponent has...
Don't hate on Ferocidon. Ferocidon's a cool card.
So they put the cancel
Shut up, Nate. Shut up. I'll see you, bees.
I'm perfectly fine turning this... Actually, I probably don't want to. I'm probably just going to bash to this guy, attack for 3.
Oh, there's Scuddick. You're in chat right now, Scud.
Am I fine if they sacrifice a bunch of permanents? I'm pretty sure I'm fine if they sacrifice a bunch of permanents.
You can't see it, but I can see it. You just responded to the Dark Ninja about State of the Beta post or something.
Let's wrestle. Just this one. And then afterwards, we'll do this.
Scuddick being helpful. I love seeing any of the viewers in my chat show up in other chats like this. I'm a little bit proud.
Hatchling is going to die. Why is that?
I know it's kind of selfish to try to get pride off of it, but I do. You can't control your feelings, people. You accept your feelings and you move on.
Oh, well, thank you, Babo. I am routinely called out for the fact that I am a very nervous speaker and have a tendency to speak extraordinarily fast. And so I'm happy that you're able to understand me, because there are definitely times when I am not able to understand me. Oh, man. Penthouse owner in the beta sense yesterday. Congrats. Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party.
We're gearing up. For
Beard's getting ready for the party.
In the future.
Angry
too,
Beard
so
in Arena
we'll have
Hype.
More information about those. I knew that was coming at some point. So, taking the Ferocidon, I think I'm fine with that. Are you taking the Sunwing? Both is okay.
Oh, I got a rant today. It's a very silly, tame rant, though, but we got it all lined up because this normally ends early. And welcome to the stream, CGB. What up?
Yeah, when we get to the stress test, very similar to what happened the last time we did a stress test. It's nice because we get to invite additional people in. And it's part of the back-end maintenance we did recently was helping update things so that we could increase the number of people that we have in the game concurrently, which bodes incredibly well for the backlog of people we've got who've been waiting for a while to get into the beta. There are tons of people on this list, and so we're adding new people every single day, and we're updating things to make it a lot easier for us to be able to get people in, which is cool.
So the stress tests never crash. I've never seen the server crash. ever. The arena server. So, like, it's weird to me that they keep talking about they need to make all this back end to fit more people in. And that's kind of why they're not inviting people, because they're afraid the game can't take it. I don't know. Like, I've never had an issue with it, like, just too many players on and you can't crash. And it crashes. So it's weird that they keep talking about how they have to build all this infrastructure to handle these people when I've never seen any ill effects of the addition of people. The opponent should have destroyed. Did he take something here? I kind of missed the play.
Part of the back end maintenance we did recently was helping update things so that we could increase the number of people that we have in the game concurrently, which bodes incredibly well for the backlog of people we've got who've been waiting for a while to get into the beta. There are tons of people on this list, and so we're adding new people every single day, and we're updating things to make it a lot easier for us to be able to get people in, which is cool. All right.
This guy should be worried about Ferocidon.
What I have in play.
I agree, but
I think I can. I think.
I just seem like
three.
This is the beta. Like, if you're gonna break the game, let's try to break the game. Throw people in until the server crashes, and then
bash with our two guys here.
I guess you can't take people out then. Once you've let them in, so it's the right play, but it still seems a little awkward to me.
Yeah, we'll attack here, and then.
Oh, made Nate sad by taking that. Hatchling.
Soon we'll be able to take over. I'm very happy double blocking that rampaging Ferocidon with 2 Raptor Hatchlings.
Are you?
Call me crazy.
Because you get that option in the future and you pass.
It would be a problem if he had another hostage taker, but if that happens,
I don't know, Beard.
Lightning strike open now, so I'm not terribly worried about it. I hope it doesn't happen, but we'll see. Bloody Rakesh, it's looking better every time you see a new stream. Just wait, man. Like, we've got a part of the next big update that we're doing is another visual update. Like, we're doing some slight improvements to what you see during the gameplay, but outside of gameplay right now, like the menus look fine, but it's still clear we're in a beta, and they're doing a massive rework of the way that everything else around the game looks, and it is super nice. So
I'm excited for this.
Really looking forward to being able to show you guys what that looks like.
Like, you already talked about this last week, but this might be the only information that we have. The only information we get all stream. And he already said it last week.
Goodness. I don't even know when that update's rolling out. So whenever it rolls out, the week before we'll be able to do that. It's going to be so sweet.
Whenever it rolls out.
When's the update due out? Not sure. McDonald's tech support. I will have to go. I've been so busy working on things for getting ready.
I don't have that many hostage takers. There's not that many hostage takers floating around.
I have not gotten to hang
be fair.
out down in the development pit as often as I would like to over the past couple weeks. Okay. How do I feel about this?
Feel like you better bind it fast. Pseudo information. It's more useful than useless information. Is it? Maybe not. We deal with that a lot in America these days. With the whole fake news hashtag.
See what happens.
That's as deep as I'm going to go into that subject for now.
Well, I've got an Ixalan's binding for Vraska, so I'm not too terribly worried. Put this out there and then stop Vraska from being a mean person. I choose you.
Were you in stream yesterday, Beard?
This game is interesting. Our opponent only got 2 cards in hand.
I think I'm going for approach.
Yeah, we're not going to attack.
Approach of the second sun deck.
We're good just hanging out for right now. Anyway. Let's see. Don't play duels. Can't really speak to that. How do you untap mana? You can hit Escape, Control Z, both work. If you
Escape and Control Z. Also, I think just Z. I haven't tested it, but I don't think you need to hold Control. I think you can just do Z. Untap mana if you mistapped it. Oh, did it go down to 3? Did he destroy
something incorrectly?
If it went down to 3, I would have burned
I
it
don't think
too.
it works for
I wouldn't worry about a second Veraska.
rolling
He
back
doesn't even
things
have
like,
green mana. He can't be playing that many.
treasures, though. It might. I don't know. I've actually never gotten that far. So, all right, our opponent's Azcanta is almost flip.
Z and Control Z gets you out of a lot of stuff in this game. Try it. If you ever make a mistake or you're kind of stuck,
fine.
try Z or Control Z.
We'll see what happens. When I started to get a full collection, oh no! not only did I not get a full collection, but I believe that I am probably behind where a lot of other people are because I don't get to play during the week nearly as often as I would like, and so I am sadly behind on cards. Ooh.
That's a ballsy question. When I start, do I get the whole collection? I'm pretty sure by being a collectible card game, kind of ensures that you're actually going to have to collect cards. It wouldn't really be a collectible card game if you just got all the cards. It would be a card game. It'd be like poker. You get to play with all the cards because there's 52 in a normal deck of cards. So that was a wasted question. Thank you, chat.
Huh. All right. Well, this is interesting. Right.
Oh, that was you, CGB?
I'm going to...
Fair enough. Yeah, I think you did misinterpret that, and I see what you're saying. Because the Wizards people in Moto get all the... on their Wizards accounts, they have all the cards.
Like I want to get my opponent in a situation
where... Eventually, I assume they will get that.
Having some 3/3s might help. Plus, if I get through
I don't think so, Beard.
A poke. This game goes long. It's not good for me because my opponent's going to have an Azcanta. I mean, if I attack in, I'm literally just losing these things because my opponent absolutely will block. And so I'm basically going to take 2 damage, get 2 3/3s. And then moving forward, that doesn't really do me too much matched up into a 3/3 and a 1/4. I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to leave these for defense and see if I can't get my opponent to at some point swing in and
maybe we'll get a cosmetic.
Tap with a couple of 3/3s.
That's what I'm keeping my hopes up for,
I don't
Beard.
think this is working out.
Something that does,
swings bad.
Doesn't influence the economy, but might be nice, like a beta tester badge or a beta tester avatar or something.
No, you're correct. The top card is being shown as Hornswoggle, and I have absolutely no idea why that is. So,
Here, listen up.
That's a cool, fun little thing that I'm sure that the dev team knows exists and probably will be addressing at some point. Beautifully about beta,
sorry, I missed it.
That's a cool, fun little thing.
Anyway, Hornswoggle. Yeah, I think cosmetics. So Hornswoggle is shown on the top of this guy's graveyard, and that was like the first thing he cast. The graveyard is a hot mess in this game. And like, there's going to be people who say, well, you know, graveyard order doesn't matter, is irrelevant. And I think that's true. I mean, there is like one card or something where the graveyard order matters or something. But generally it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of good information in the graveyard. So like if an opponent has to discard a card, it just goes randomly into the graveyard, and then you have to like already have memorized their graveyard to figure out which card they discarded. That's pretty stinky. I don't like that at all. I would love the graveyard to be in order, even though I understand it doesn't need to be in order. Because it would give you a lot more information. Information you should have, like what was the last card they played? What did they discard? Yeah, there's just like it would just help. Like it just gives us more information, which we should have, and it's basically already there. Like you can talk about animating the card going in the graveyard. I don't care about that as long as I know whatever the last card they dumped is on top of the graveyard. It's just a pain. It's just a pain and a mess. And I haven't done that much computer programming, but I know there's this thing like a push stack, and it seems easy enough to make the graveyard in order. You know, I think people know about this. People have been talking about this. That's what he mentions.
Those exists, and probably will be addressing at some point.
You could probably find a post if you search for it.
Small little visual bugs like that from here, time and time again, and these things get reported. You guys in the closed beta have been doing a great job. There have been a lot of
Thank you, Zib,
of small and medium.
and welcome to the stream. I knew there was a card. Is that the only one, Zib?
Thank you, kudos for the work. Y'all are real nice. Let's see. Want to know about things we're going to be selling for real money? Got me. I have no idea. I know some things that would be really cool.
Another win for Nate over useful
I
information.
love real basic cosmetic things. I'd love to have my own special card
Right on, Zib.
things like that. But Entrancing Melody. This is not going particularly well for us right now. I think we're gonna strike our opponent's face if they give us an opportunity to, and then cross our fingers and hope that we get to Burning Sun's Avatar them out. Yes, I will not block. All right, let's see if we can't get this countered.
Yeah, the scry is also a problem. That one you need to show more of an animation.
All right, what do we got? Ixalan's Binding. It's not terrible.
Ixalan's Binding is a good card, folks. It's a good card. Especially against the non-white deck.
Baffling End. They get a 3/3. Huh. So I have a fun little play on the back end if I can get my opponent to 1. Get rid of the Baffling End and let my Baffling End give them a 1/1, or give them a 3/3 so the Rampaging Ferocidon kills them.
That is a tricky little play. Props to Nate for that idea.
I actually think I am...
Too bad he can't get him down to 1.
I really don't want to attack now. I want my opponent to be able to steal one of these, because then they get the trigger for the Raptor Hatchling dying, and the Rampaging Ferocidon works on my side. So we're going to continue to not attack. We're going to run the old, probably end up either Burning Sun's Avataring our opponent or killing them with the Rampaging Ferocidon that they stole. We'll see what's going on. Oh, man. Fry Walker says it'd be great to see the flavor text when you right-click a card and zoom in. Yeah, actually, I agree. And you are not the first person to mention that. No, I'll take the 3 for.
I love flavor text. I love it. I love it. But when you highlight a card, let's see if I can bring it up.
And you are not the first person.
God, he goes so fast. There. Got it. Let me fix this a little bit. When you highlight a card, it's already, pretty hard to read the text that's on the card. That Raptor Hatchling card is full right now. So as much as I'd like to see flavor text, I don't know where you're going to put it. Because that card would have to be twice as big. If they just make the font twice as small and stuff in the flavor, that's terrible. I've had a hard enough time reading some of the numbers on some of these cards. I'm not playing full screen, but I'm playing at a pretty high resolution. So, I don't know. Maybe there should be a little button you can push to see the flavor text or something. But I don't want to see it on the card because then I don't think I'll be able to read the card. I mean, they could easily make the card bigger. You can see it's not taking up the whole board. I mean, most of the time, though, I'll probably be reading... Well, that's not true. I love reading flavor text mid-game when, I'm waiting for the opponent to do something. Oh, Zib, thank you for that follow. Yeah. I don't know where my alerts were. $20 hours. Oh, you followed offline. I remember. Well, thanks for stopping through. Beard can do without the flavor text. If it reads you the text, a little Siri action. It should definitely be readable in the deck builder, but I do like mid-game, like if the opponent's doing nothing, it's kind of fun to move around the cards and check out art and read flavor. I enjoy that kind of time killer. Yeah, I want them to add it too, but where? You can't stuff it in this raptor hatchling right here. You won't be able to read what the raptor hatchling does. Well, clearly the appropriate accent voice is Nate Price. We'll clearly have Nate Price reading all the cards, and everyone will live in joy together and harmony. But, I mean, I think flavor has to be a separate button. Whether it just morphs the text that's already there and then like flips it into the flavor, or gives you a bigger card, or just has a little bubble that says the flavor. I don't know. Or have an option in the menu that says, I want to read the card stats or flavor. I know people don't like that idea, but eventually I know all the cards. And if I don't know, then maybe there's another button that I can flip to show me what the card actually does. But it'd be nice. Like eventually I'd probably just click the menu tab where I get to just see the flavor and I don't get to see the abilities of a card or most of the abilities or the relevant text of a card. Oh, did I miss? I wonder what time we're at. Oh, no, it's coming up. Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. He's zooming in the card now, Ninjo. And if there was half that text box was filled with flavor text, you wouldn't be able to read that. Or not easily. Especially if you're playing on a phone or a tablet. I don't know. I want flavor, but I just don't know how to do it.
To mention that. No, I'll take the 3 for this.
Remember when he said he would happily double block the Ferocidon with 2 Raptor
you're the first
hatchlings?
person to mention that. We do a lot of work making sure that people, all of these cards have super sweet flavor text. It would be really sad if we didn't get an opportunity to show that. So
I agree. Sunbird's hype.
Sunbird's Invocation off the top to draw counter spells out of our opponent's hand to make
Nate
it less likely
top
that we
decks
have
like
the
a
ability to
boss.
counter our other
I
spells,
guess once you have
which
Sunbirds, you always
they
top deck like a
are
boss,
almost
but
certainly
that's a hell of a
going to
top
have,
deck.
so. All right, well, there's the Azcanta in response. What will our opponent find with their black-blue?
Yeah, my guess is that's what they'll do,
On
California.
a positive note, we've cleared our red-white spells quest, which means that even though this game is taking a while, and I've got no problem with that, I love slow games like this. Oh, they are a Primal Amulet deck. That's sweet. Okay, Sunbird's Invocation is in play. I thought this long game was going to be bad for us. It is not looking too bad anymore. So as long as this stays right here, we get to trigger it every single time we cast spells, which bodes well for us in the long. So.
Oh yeah.
I think I saw.
I know what you're talking about. Kind of. It keeps them in the game until the point
maybe,
where it
maybe
costs
last
them the
week,
game.
On Channel Fireball. I think it was Channel Fireball. Eric Froelich wrote a deck of the day that was about a red-white Sunbird's Invocation deck. I'm like, this is
off
a deck
Eric
that I want
Froelich.
to try to build at some point. Well, we're
think
missing
he's
a
a
bunch of cards
a
because
dick.
it's more than just Ixalan, but I definitely took it to heart when I built this because it is super sweet.
All he needed was a third mountain a
we'll
long time
continue
ago, and he
to
would have won this game. By the way, like, what does this guy have in hand? This guy has had like his opponent Skarnet's had like 4 or 5 cards in hand.
Yeah, let's see if our card
Entire
advances
game.
going ahead.
Doesn't seem to be doing too much.
You built it. It's busted. It's good to hear. Thank you for verifying the fact that I think it's awesome.
I don't know. I just saw him on Modern Super League. He rubbed me the wrong way.
Next sets first. I'm like.
He just has a
I would
dry
be
sense of
incredibly
humor
surprised if
that's
we
kind of
didn't get
dickish,
Omniset
and it
before
comes
we
off
got
as
the next
dickish.
Magic set. That would, considering like I said, we're like 95% of the way there. That would be incredibly surprising.
All right,
So,
CGB. I mean, you know,
we're gonna
people
get a
in
little
person versus
period
what
where
you
we've
see on
got,
stream is different.
Ixalan block cards.
I
and
just
Omniset
said
block
personally,
cards hanging
I'm
out
off of
before,
Efro.
we end
You
up.
guys,
Okay.
as a Magic resource, he's great, but
I have a Kinjali.
I didn't like
Sunlight.
him on Modern Super League last week
And a
or
Sunbird's
2 days
Invocation.
ago.
Show me 3 cards. Okay, so revealed cards. Good.
Got to get the Snubhorn, right?
Less useful. I'm going to put a 3/3 into play.
How is Priest of the Awakening Suns less useful? He's got enough mana to search up any dino he wants in his deck. Why get Snubhorn? I mean, I guess Snubhorn gives you the blockers faster, but You could chump block with the Awakening Suns, sacrifice it on block, take no damage, and probably get a better dino than Snubhorn for the next turn.
Just take 2 points of damage from that Ferocidon. But this gives us a real good set of outs right now. Unless our opponent's going to counter this, which I'd be fine with. All the stuff we take out of our opponent's ability
You can't
to
get
do
Field of
things,
Ruin with Sunbirds,
makes me
though.
happier in the long run. So
You can only get a spell.
this is a long game. But that's what happens when you're playing weird control deck against an actual control deck. Cool.
Jesus, Huge. How long have you been waiting in chat, Huge, till you had a joke like that? Welcome to the stream, Huge. Yeah. Always good to have you.
It's planned to add Almond Cat and Hour Devastation at the same time or separately. I think together. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure together is the plan on that.
I mean, you don't toss it in Sunbirds. It just goes back to the bottom of your library or something.
A treasure map.
Treasure map
Good
hype?
for you. Oh
How
no,
marvelous.
they found another non-treasure source of blue mana. I don't know how good that is for them, but it's certainly, there are worse things. Oh man, that's a lot of PJ salts. How long are you into the stream, Archwin? We've been going since 2 p.m. Pacific time, so we're about halfway through, 30 minutes in, and we're still in our, what are we? This is our second game. So, our opponent gets to steal this, which is not super great for us, but I think now we can block.
Double hatchlings, there they go.
Eat our 2 damage, and get our 2 3/3s and put our opponent in a situation where things aren't great for him.
He's trying to go wide. I like it.
Because once that happens, our attackers line up really well. Let's see. River's Rebuke could be a problem. Oh man, players can't gain life. That's unfortunate. Well, they managed to find a way to lose the the rampaging Ferocidon that was causing them problems. That's kind of fun. I can appreciate that.
That was a tricky little play. Of course, Hornswoggle's still on the graveyard, so if you missed it, you don't know what card he cast to do that.
That's kind of cool. There's got to be something that's happening. I think this is
Entropy! What up?
Yeah. Thought that was probably the case. That would be a really weird thing to happen. A really weird thing we haven't identified yet. So
We're just watching gameplay here. There's no information.
what do we keep ignoring? Why is the team considering changes to the current art direction? I have no idea what that even means. Are you talking about the way that the cards are laid out? That is a very... I have no idea what that means.
Why'd you answer it then, Nate? Why even bring it up if you don't even know what the question means? Come on, Nate. You can do better than that.
All right, opponent use a timeout. There we go.
Yeah, Skarn takes his time, but this has been a battle, man. Nate's played
What
decently,
else
but
have you?
I mean, Nate's deck is really holding up here.
All right. Okay. Well, let's see. I can Ixalan's binding this Sailor of Means, and then
Bishop of Rebirth hype.
dash in.
That's in the top
Our
5
opponent
Nate
has
cards.
to block both of our creatures when we get to clear their board. That seems really good. I'm assuming this isn't going to work, but who knows? We might just kill our opponent off of this Ixalan's Binding and the Sunbird's Invocation. I'm going to choose a Lightning Strike. What do you guys think? Lightning Strike?
Snubhorn.
I
Go
choose
Snubhorn.
You. Lightning Strike. Choose any target. I choose you. The Immortal Sun.
Yep, he has the cancel mana up. Skarn is aware of his life total.
Here we go. The downside is this also means that we have 1 Lightning Strike as an out left in the deck. All right. So our opponent is going to Vraska's Contempt. They drop to 2. We lose our thing. Now I have to decide what I want to get rid of. Huh.
Decisions.
Yeah, they're gonna get the double block, and then I'm gonna have to kill one of those. It's not great. Vraska's Demise was a good card. Let's see. I do have to attack though. Vraska's Demise was a good card. Vraska's Demise was a good card.
Could you imagine that card? Vraska's Demise. Costs like 4 colorless, 2 double black. -2/-2 to all creatures, and exile a creature of your choice, and gain 2 life. That card would be a beast. But sadly, folks, there's no such thing as Vraska's Demise. There's Vraska's Contempt and Golden Demise, but there's no Vraska's Demise.
Let's see. I do have to attack though. Trade off that Sunwing, and then maybe I'll be able to. Yeah. I will.
That's why I need
damage.
Thrashing Brontodons, Ninja.
Cool. Our opponent 2 has 4
Golden
cards in
Contempt.
hand and has a
That
lot
actually
of
sounds like a fun
doubled
card.
cards. So let's see if this Burning Sun's Avatar is actually going to get to do some things.
You're still stuck on land. Brutal.
Take the Hostage Taker. That seems real bad.
Rekindling Tyrant. Gross.
No matter what, he was going to have 3 power to kill a thing, and needed to make sure that he had enough toughness back. Would have been able to block.
Rekindling Tyrant. That card
Having
sounds pretty
another
good.
mana is not great for us. All right, well, let's Bishop of Rebirth. See what we can Bishop into. This Sunbird Invocation is quite strong.
Yes, it is.
Huh? How about a Repeating Barrage? We're just going to keep going for the damage. I choose this. I choose
Do it.
you.
Get in there. Burning Sun of Rebirth.
Round 2. Did we get him? Did we get him?
Oh, I see. He keeps missing the mana land drops.
Man, Sunbird.
The land drops are kind of random.
No! So many treasures.
You can't really, like, you're going to draw land how you're going to draw land. It doesn't really matter how
I
you're
tried.
binning cards.
So
And the
the
fact
double
you're taking
spell
spells
swindle. Our
out
opponent
actually
has
makes it
8
more
treasures
reliable
now.
that you'll draw
That's good
land.
news for them. Man, copying Spell Swindle, that's real good with the Spellbird's Invocation. Got to give my opponent props for super, super sweet stuff. That is going to the bank.
Yeah, but I think you're
right
just
there.
as likely to draw land. I mean, I guess not since you have the information that there
I
was
love
2
that.
red there. But in general, it's just as likely. Journey to Azcanta.
Oh, no. Okay. So I know they've got to cancel now. That's bad news, Bears. So, yeah, cancel with Sunbird's Invocation is not great. I'm going to need
Ravenous
to draw
Hostage Taker.
a lot. Our opponent has
I
canceled.
couldn't even
copy
take
backup. I
out
need to
half
draw
the word. That's how
3
bad
drop.
I am at this.
Or a Repeating Barrage. All right, so Ixalan's Binding. So I have outs here. I can Ixalan's Binding into a Repeating Barrage.
Suntail Fog.
And have our opponent counter both of them, and then Raptor Hatchling into our last Lightning.
Child of
strike,
Hatchling.
Which is the exact play that I'm going to try to make. I probably should have gone the other direction first. That way I could at least keep the Ixalan's Binding for.
I mean, we
something
could
that
keep
will
going,
resolve
Jet.
and get rid of
Please
Tatsuma.
feel
That's
free to
definitely what I
spam the chat with cards like this, because this is fun.
I've already made my mistake. I must live with my.
This is
Yeah, there's a
fun for
lightning
me.
Strike. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I should have gone the other direction. Now I'm gonna cast this afterwards, and I'm gonna see if I would have. We'll see if I would have won. If this Raptor Hatchling reveals the other Repeating Barrage, I'll be very sad. So let's see how this ends up going.
Nate's about to lose it, folks. So just prepare yourselves.
Yeah, it was a weird choice because like the way that I was thinking was if I play the Raptor Hatchling first and I hit the Repeating Barrage, I have a problem because I have one more Repeating Barrage in this deck. No! All right, whatever. We're gonna fail to find. We're not gonna show. Can't find.
Shard.
Can't show. Fail to find. Didn't get there. Nothing happened.
Dude's
Pay
laughing
no
in the
attention.
background.
Nothing to see here.
He just loses it.
Glad to know that we are victims of our own stupidity. This makes me really happy.
It It makes me happy to see Nate so happy. It warms my heart.
All right. Well, we still have outs? Question mark? Probably not.
Yeah, it was weird the way he duplicated spells. Duplicating the spell swindle was good though, because he got more
Actually,
treasure out of it.
I don't know if they're on a quest. I'll let them do whatever else they want to do so they can finish up whatever quest that they were wrong. That was pretty awesome.
God, Nate is a champ. He's laughing his way to defeat, and he's letting his player play out his turn in case they have a quest to finish. What a good guy. What a good guy. Don't you dare trash talk Nate in this stream.
Oh.
Don't you dare.
Man, oh man, oh man. There are a few things I love more than when moments of high drama do not go my way. So
He's still right. You can't get this guy down.
All right, that was funny. Cool. Well, we completed our other quest. Now we have to win some games with the worst pirate
let's do this
deck
for a second.
Man, all right. We have 20 minutes left. Actually, now we have to win some games with the worst pirate deck ever. All right, that was funny.
Let's watch this. Watch this.
Cool. Well, we completed our other quest. Now.
So you saw it went really fast, but his quest screen came up, and the bar filled up. But the only quest that came up, the only quest that came up was one of the quests that you had made progress on. And I think earlier in the stream he pointed this out, that he likes that. Like when he finished a land quest, it came up with the land quest and the red-white quest, but didn't show this blue-black quest here. Where's my finger? Here. I don't really like that. Like whenever you're making progress on a quest, I'd still like to see all your quests that you have available. I mean, the bar already moves, so you know which ones you're making progress on. I don't like that it kind of hides the quest from you if you're not accomplishing it. Since you're stuck, it's not like you can have 20 quests right now. You can only have 3, and the screen is big enough to fit all 3. I'd like to see all quests and then just have the bar moves on the quests you're doing. I don't like that they hide quests that you're not getting credit for. That would be sweet,
now
California.
we have to win some games with the worst pirate deck ever. Man, all right. We have 20 minutes left. Actually, man, I kind of don't want to do that. Would you guys? All right, so
I don't think that works, Jay Wolf.
I can either play the worst pirate deck ever and try to win
sure.
some games. I really would like to avoid doing that if possible. Or we can play one of these other decks. Or if you want to, we can just build a new deck. I don't think I have any wild cards right now, so.
This is where Omega Bees gets in the chat.
Give me a banana. Yeah, I forgot to give
votes
him the
for
old
build
good
a deck.
game emote. That's clearly my fault. But you guys just want to build another deck? What would you guys like to do? Let's brew, play a real deck. What are you talking about? Every deck's a real deck. That last deck was good. Did you not watch that game? That game was awesome.
It was a pretty fun game, regardless of whether people played correctly or not.
That's why I don't want to play it. Like I have two Skies decks, and more or less. I don't really want to do it.
Lift the NDA deck, says chat.
It's literally right here. New deck. Yeah, let's do a new deck. We've only got a little bit of time left, but we can definitely build a new deck. What do you guys
Omega Bees' suggestion for the deck: 5-color Dino.
Could definitely do that. One thing I've been working on is trying
troll
to make sure that I've
URBs.
at least got a reasonable mana base. So I've been spending a lot of my rares on trying to bulk up the rare lands that I've got, which you'll notice it's not a particularly fast process. But how about this? Let's go take a look at what rares and what mythics I actually own.
There he is, Bees right there. 4613, 5-color dinos.
Naya dinos. I'm not building Naya.
Shard's in time for his little
I'm
chat
not about
hype.
that life. That hardly seems like fun for me. Adanto Vanguard, the deck. That needs to have a musical number associated with it. Brew a tricolor deck, please. All right, I can brew a tricolor deck. I already have a Grixis deck, so we'll go with a different color scheme than that. You want to build like an
I'm gonna let
Abzan
chat sort out
value
this
deck.
Sunbirds thing. I can't
Abzan
focus
value's not
right now.
terrible. White aggro. I'm missing a lot of the like white weenie kind of stuff.
It's too much
Porque
advanced
no
deck
los-
building going
porque
on right
no
now.
los dinos? The last deck was a dinosaur deck. I also don't want to play Naya dinosaurs just because like they're already none of
Not
the
if
decks
you're
that I
playing mono
have,
red,
or none of
Ninja.
the decks I try to play are decks that other people are really playing because I like to live in the cracks on the keyboard. Also, I don't have a lot of cards because I don't get to play as often because I have a lot of work to do about the game.
What's he trying to say here? The people don't have jobs? Just because we could spend more time playing than him? His wife's in Europe. What does he do when he's done with work? You got time to play, Nate. Don't tell us we don't have jobs. I don't have a job. But, don't tell us that.
Sultai Ascend. Sultai is really close to like Explore Tribal. We already have an Explore Tribal, so because I'm a hipster, guilty, I guess. Like Green Black Explore, we have a Green Black Explore built already. So
I think lands are
this is what we're
definitely
looking
worth
at
it
as
if
far
you know
as
what deck you want,
rares
Ninja.
go.
To secondly answer your question.
I don't have anything that really speaks too much to what we should be doing. I do have this one Azor.
There we go.
We could build an Esper control deck that's got like hostage takers and Azor and that kind of stuff.
He's stealing my deck techs. I
Rakdos
just did a
Burn.
deck
Isn't
tech on
Sunbird,
Esper
isn't
Control.
Sunbird's not a bad like I have like that's kind of what the Grixis deck that I've got is. So
It's
not
not the
a
same.
bad idea. You having fun with Jeskai Control? Drake says.
Nate goes clubbing.
Archwind likes Esper. All right, looks like we got an Esper Control. All right. I hope we'll get to play it. We might go a little. We okay if we go a little bit over today?
Who's he asking for permission?
Yeah.
And why is he so?
I've gotten confirmation that if this takes a little while, we can go a little longer. So. I realize that I shouldn't be asking you that. I literally have a meeting at 3 o'clock that I'm supposed to be going to, so I should be asking them if I can do it. But given that at least one of the people I'm going to the meeting with is watching the stream right now, hey Magic, can I skip my 3 o'clock meeting or show up a little bit late to keep streaming with everybody? I'm having fun. They're having fun.
Magic doesn't respond well to this question. Says, I guess.
Playing does equal work. Thanks, Fry Walker. Got my back.
Still haven't put a card in this deck yet.
All right,
Not a
let's
single
start
card
working
is
on
done
this
yet.
control list. So, do we want to do kind of an ascendy control? Do we want to do? So there's a few different ways.
Do
When I'm building the
hipster-
control decks, especially
a
right now,
hipster
with
club
all
scene,
the
I don't
feature
even
decks that are running
understand.
around, cards like Martyr of Dusk are really good because you get a lot of 2-for-1 value.
Sweet
Part of the
value.
reason why you'll notice basically every deck that I've got that's got mountains in it has got the Raptor Hatchling because
Sweet
Raptor
value.
Hatchling is just such a big speed bump for decks.
Speed bump.
So
He loves Raptor, actually.
we got a couple ways we can take this.
Art.
We can
I
go
can't do
for
the
kind of an
hearts.
Ascend control deck. I love Snubborn Sentry. I think this card is really good. We can do kind of more a value-based Esper control deck, which lets us do some sweet stuff with things like recurring the Big Papa additional Chupacabra. Many Chupacabras, not bad.
This
I
is the
think
weirdest
that's not
control
terrible. I
deck
don't
I've
mind
seen
that,
built
which also
to
is
date.
Terrible. Let's see. I have a single Vonus Hunger. Yeah. But that's it. It's just the
Still
one
no
set.
cards in the deck yet.
So
Still none.
I kind of want to go this direction.
Click it. Put
Still
something
a
in.
permanent-based control deck.
You got like 5
and
minutes
try
left
to
in
get
the
a little,
stream,
like,
Nate.
eke a little bit of extra value out of it.
Put a
So
card in there.
Let's do that. Let's start with that. Let's go back to the very beginning, and we'll start by adding in a couple. Let's get these Snubhorn Sentries in here. This is probably going to just end up being another Grim Captain's Call deck because I am a sucker. But
Grim Captain's
let's
Call
see.
seems like a weird control
I'm
card.
going to toss a couple of extra cards in. Like these might not make the final cut. They're just cards that I like in these control style decks. So we do have the ability also. I wish I had more Tecatli Honor Guards because Tecatli Honor Guard is real good.
Tecatli Honor Guard is a
shuts off a lot
troll.
of the like value.
That is a super
enter
troll
the
card.
battlefield triggers. I have 4 Revel Riches. Oh, I do have 4 Revel Riches. Yeah, which I learned when I opened
Totally
a Revel
legit,
Riches in a booster
Ninja.
pack recently, and it added to my vault progress instead of adding to my collection. It's very ironic to have 4 Revel the Riches, because that's too many riches. I'm reveling, over-reveling in my riches.
Esper control deck.
Will you be able to filter by set soon?
I need to deck tech both this and do not delete.
On the path right now. Considering we're adding more sets in, we're going to want people to be able to do that. But it is not something that we are in this current incarnation.
Because I'm kind of out of deck tech, so.
I'm going to go through and just toss some
good
cards
to deck
in really quickly and let you guys yell at me when I'm doing the incorrect thing.
It's the way you got to do it. You can't respond to stream the whole time when you're building a deck. You just got to build decks
Always good.
and then look at the stream.
Numbers eventually.
That happened to me. I rewatched part of the Silly Green ramp, and I realized, like, as I was building the deck, I think California had suggested Wakening Sun's Avatar far earlier, and a couple people had suggested taking out Slaughter the Strong far earlier. But when you're building a deck, to keep it efficient, you got to keep, as a streamer, you got to keep your head down in the deck. So, and I try to get back to look at chat, but then clearly I didn't. But keep shouting it out in chat. It's just kind of hard. So sorry that I missed your guys' comments earlier in that deck building, but we got there eventually.
Needing it. I love Bishop of Rebirth. This is going to be a Bishop of Rebirth deck. Blue things, none of these.
Loves Bishop of Rebirth, but it's not.
Can't
Conquistador got in there when I wasn't looking. Inspiring Cleric as well.
Spells more creatures.
I love how that's control.
Ooh, Sailor of Memes. 4 Sailor of Memes in every deck. Sailor of Memes.
Good advice.
Don't let your memes be dreams, my friend. Don't let your
good
memes
advice,
be dreams.
Nate.
Let's see. Twilight's Prophet. We'll get in. We'll get in and check that out right now. We got a River's Rebuke. We could toss that in there for now. Yeah.
Vampire Commander hype. Yeah. What up, Green Orb?
So Dusk Legion Zealot's another one of those cards that provides a temporary roadblock and does some sweet stuff.
Kite Sail. That's about the first control card I've seen. I guess Sailor Means is in control decks.
Black. It's tough to say. We got our
you
mana
got
base
Search
is
in there.
pretty solid. So we've got multiple copies of the rare lands, so we should be pretty solid on that.
But he's going to cut Search.
So that we can remember. I don't think I want any more of those.
If I clicked on a link in Google that said Esper Control and they showed me this deck,
Quattro.
I'd report to Google that the link is broken.
No. All right, get Azor
4 Rebels. Hype.
I think I'm going to get Alenda in there because we're definitely doing 4 Hostage Takers. And, all right, so
that's a sweet card.
Well over, and we're going to need to cut a bunch of this stuff. Let's see. So we definitely want...
Mono creature
We definitely
control.
want these Snubhorn Sentries. As far as... Get that out of here by playing that. As far as 2-drops go, I think I would rather have Kite Sail Freebooter and Dusk Legion Zealot than have Martyr of Dusk, so I'm going to get that out of there. And
All right, Martyr of Dusk.
Legion
We're
Zealot.
losing value, folks. It
Good old
hurts
mouse
Nate.
wheel scroll. Get
Hurts
me all
him in
the
his
way there.
core.
I can just use the search bar, but
Heart of the price.
I am not doing that because I don't want to. All right, 3 drops. Pirates. So we're good on Pirates. We got some dinosaurs. We got our wonderful friend Dusk Legions. Oh, that's another thing I need to do. I need to go. I'll check out artifacts in a minute. I know we need to add some artifacts also. So
Treasure map hype.
I want.
Boy, they're all terrible. Hard to know which one to cut.
I want Legion Conquistador. I don't think I care as much about that guy.
Rip Conquistador.
I do want Inspiring Cleric. Ravenous Chupacabra we want. Hostage Taker we want. Alenda.
Those 4 drops are
Alenda's
looking
interesting.
boss.
I'm certainly not upset at the idea of playing Alenda. I'm actually going to get rid of Settle the Wreckage. I don't think I want to play that in this deck. I'm also getting rid of
Why would you want Settle the Wreckage and Vraska's Contempt in a control deck?
Actually,
I don't know.
Vraska's Contempt back there.
Inspiring Cleric is a much better control card than Settle the
let's really
Wreckage or
quickly-
Vraska's Contempt.
Let's switch these up again. Contempt.
That's a big creature.
Go, my friend.
All right, Vraska's Contempt got back in
I
there.
don't have very many actual counter spells.
Whew, that was
We're
close.
building a counter spell deck, so I think that's fine. All right, so this is 60 cards with no actual mana base and no artifacts, which means we're going to screw
I
around
think
with
he
stuff
thinks as long as you have
little
card
bit.
draw, it's or value, it's a control deck.
I don't think we're going to play that.
I think.
Hostage Taker is great. We have vampires I care about already. Do I really want this inspiring cleric?
No, you don't, Nate. You don't want that card.
I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea.
I mean, spoiler alert, you're right, Beard.
I actually
Spoiler alert.
kind of like the idea of...
There weren't enough speed bumps in his deck.
Let's do this instead. Instead of playing Grim Captain's Call,
All right.
let's get rid of the...
He already cut Search for Escanta, by the way, in case you weren't paying attention, because that card doesn't go in Esper Control either. That card's pretty bad for Esper Control compared to Snubhorn Sentry.
Let's just do this. March of the Drowned with all of our pirates, and it also lets us get back our Ravenous Chupacabras and our Azor.
Man, Nate can't keep himself out of the graveyard.
I like this better. Profane Processions.
Hishnick, what up?
So, yeah. Like it's
Thanks for passing
not
through.
really what this deck is trying to do. This deck is going to play a lot of lands, and it is going to take its sweet time to get to the end game.
Sweet.
Let's add a couple of
and then what's going to happen?
Because those are always good when we're trying.
Okay, Battlefield End, I like.
We're going to hit it on.
We're getting back on track here.
All right, let's look at artifacts because I know that there's some artifacts.
Cobbled Wings, get in there.
Because this is a Conqueror's Galleon deck, if ever there was one.
He flipped Conqueror's Galleon once. He'll never not play it again.
Treasure map.
Nothing, Hishnick.
Least considering we've got
absolutely
lots
nothing.
Of ways to get ourselves some sweet treasures.
If you're talking about the stream, for me personally, I got some sleep lately. I feel good.
Get our lands in. We want our Glacial Fortress. We want our Drowned Catacombs. We're gonna have the world's slowest, worst mana base and just not care at all. Sweet.
Except we're learning a lot about building Esper Control right now.
Let's add one more card in. Treasure. One Field of Ruin. Yeah.
Good point, Beard.
Man, I really don't want to play a Field of Ruin. I'd rather not. I'd rather not play a
Field of Ruin in the control deck? That doesn't make any sense.
Other than Sanguine Sacrament, because no, thank you. I'm also not about that life.
Sanguine Sacrament hate?
Tetzamach. Good call. My one random Tetzamach.
Tetzamach is a good call. It's control.
I'm happy with this. You guys happy with this?
It's value. It's a creature. How can Nate not like
Acquisition?
Tetzamach? Oh, here comes Shard. Get ready for your comment, Shard.
I've yet to play this card in Arena. I have no idea how it actually works in the client, especially in Best of One, because I don't think it does anything. I don't think it lets you get from your collection, because pretty sure this only lets you get things from your sideboard, which doesn't exist right now.
So not only does Nate give us almost no information, he actually gives us incorrect information. And Shard's about to point it out in the stream here. Mastermind's Acquisition does work to get cards from your sideboard, and you can even see it on the screen right now. It says sideboard up there in the little corner next to deck 60 out of 60. Right next to it says sideboard 0 out of 15. Come on, Nate. This is not true. Fake news. God damn it. That's terrible. That's less than useful information. That's just wrong.
Better lands maybe, but yeah, too many March. Meh.
Could be, Beard. Could be.
I like it. Oh no. Well, yeah, he's kind of cute.
Azor's Gateway is pretty fun though.
He can be the front. He can be the face of the deck. So let's go play one, hopefully not incredibly long.
That was being facetious.
Our game with our brand new weird Esper Control deck. Let's give this a whirl. You can add
Omega
cards to
Bees
sideboard
as a fail fish, or not like
I
this
should definitely play
in
around
chat
with
right now
these days and see how it actually ends up working out. So
this is exactly what Bees wanted, though. He wanted to have Nate build the deck.
Better mana fix. Yeah, this deck is super nut. Oh man, look at how adorned this person's wonderful rank marker is. Mine is.
There goes Shard. It exists. Nate just never plays the game.
Oh,
burn
man,
Shard.
Like this. We're
Burned
keeping this. How can anyone not like this deck? Look at the mana base. It's got 2 different lands.
I don't like it. It doesn't have Raptor Hatchling.
I have all 3 colors of mana in my opening hand. I have a Hostage Taker and March of the Drowned.
He definitely gets a pretty good
this
hand.
is Beast Plus.
For as shitty as his deck is, he gets a good hand.
We're gonna
Opponent says hello, Nate ignores him.
Right.
Classy
Yeah, if we
play.
get blown up by Merfolk, we get blown up by Merfolk. But I think we got enough, like... We got enough
Nate Price
cool
is
stuff
the
going on
community
that we can
manager
do
for
some cool
Arena.
stuff, so I'm not
He's
terrible.
not a dev.
All right, let's slow
He
him down. What do we
manages us, basically, I guess.
got? Nothing. All right. This is one of the cool things we're also working at trying to do. I think our next update's going to have some.
This is my point about Dire Fleet Daredevil yesterday. This is my point about Kite Sail Freebooters. It's hard to run a main deck with Merfolk being 20% of the meta or whatever it is. I think it's just too much of a whiff. It's just not worth it. You just whiff too hard. And a 1/2 flying blocker is pretty crappy against Merfolk, pretty crappy against Dinos. I don't know. I used to love Kite Sail Freebooter before Rix came, but I think it just whiffs too much, just like Dire Fleet Daredevil, to get main board play. I'm working on my Nate impression. It's not ready for prime time though.
Where it's at permanent reveal, so we look at their hand. I don't have to write anything down. You shouldn't have to do things with pen and paper when the game should take care of it for you.
That's actually an important point. I
this
just
is going to be a pain.
steamrolled over it though with my
next
own
turn
thoughts.
It's going to have something where it's at permanent reveal, so we look at their hand. I don't have to write anything down. You shouldn't have to do things with. So I'm not terribly worried. All right, let's slow him down. What do we got? Nothing. All right. This is one of the cool things we're also working at trying to do. I think our next update's going to have something where it's at permanent reveal, so we look at their hand. I don't have to write anything down. You shouldn't have to do things with pen and paper when the game should take.
So that is probably the most useful piece of information. This is in the state of the beta post, but if you don't have access to the post, like you're not in game, they are working on a permanent reveal feature. So when you Kite Sail Freebooter, Sorcerer's Spyglass, whatever, it'll keep every card that you've seen in like another space. And as they play the cards, those will get removed from the reveal zone, like MTGO has. And yes, you shouldn't have to keep track of stuff with pen and paper when the computer can do it for you. So I like that. Then again, it's probably gives more information than a normal player would actually get, because either they would try to remember it and they might forget, or they'd write it down and not really have time to look down. So in general, I feel like these kind of features really give players more information than they would normally have, but it's not so much information that it's bad. Yeah, like Commune with Dinos, when you reveal a card off a card like that, or any card you reveal, probably like a Silvergale Adept, will somehow go to a permanent reveal zone until it's played. Flip the card. That's a pretty good idea. Because, like, what happens, for example, let's say they have a Silvergale Adept and they show a Mist-Cloaked Herald. What if they have 2 Mist-Cloaked Heralds and they play one, but then it's still in your reveal zone? Does that mean you know that they haven't played the Mist-Cloaked Herald that's already in the reveal zone? Or would it just go away? Like, it should just go away, but I could see it being confusing programming-wise if they don't play the exact Mist-Cloaked Herald that they revealed and they play a different one, that it might still be in the reveal zone, and then you really do get more information than you have. Because then you know that they actually have another Mist-Cloaked Herald. I don't like invalidating shuffling. Speaking of that, when you draw a card, it goes into like the right side of your deck. If the player immediately casts a card from the right side of the deck, does that mean they're casting the card they just drew? Or visually, is it randomized for the opponent once it gets into the hand? I'm not clear on that, and I keep meaning to pay attention, but of course I never do. Yeah, it's not going to be the easiest thing to create this reveal zone. It's going to be a little tricky.
Take care of it for you. Man, this is going to be a pain. Merfolk Mistbinder next turn, attack for 3. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's true, California. That would be nice, too, for that
Okay.
same situation I'm presenting when
Good
you
thing
have
we're on
two of the
play.
same card in
We didn't
hand.
Crush. We were on the loss or on the draw. No, that's cool. I'll take it.
You believe it's not, Shard?
Sweet. So now let's do this since we don't.
Look at this, another freebooter. It's a 1/2.
Gonna
do
good
nothing.
Work. Although it probably won't because I think next turn.
I'm happy to test with you anytime, Shard.
I might as well freeboot again. I don't particularly care about hitting something when we know our opponent doesn't have it. So, yeah, no attackers. We might stick back to be able to block. This hostage taker is absolutely going to kill something and then block and then go away. And we're going to get it back. Life is going to be good. We're going to live the dream. The basically barely still alive dream. So I don't have any golden demises.
The real dream is coming for the opponent here.
Or at least looked at how I could have put it in the deck, especially since we're building an Ascend deck. I'm pretty sure that's an uncommon, right? I think I'm going to probably spend some of my uncommon wild cards on picking it up next time I get some. The other downside I've got is I'm not playing particularly aggressive decks, so I don't like churn through wins the same way some of these faster decks do. I have way more fun not doing that. So.
Tiny log.
Yep, you do you. Couple 3/3s. Saw that
There's
coming.
chatter about logs.
That's also cool. We're going to take that. That Mistbinder is
Control
ripe,
deck
ripe for becoming a hostage.
was having a problem against the merfolk. Where's your golden demise, bruh?
And now you are mine. No attackers.
I mean, I like that, but I would go further and give more functionality. Like, I'd like maybe a checkbox so that you personally could check it off the revealed list. Because then you're still doing the work. Like you're crossing it out on a piece of paper. But I like that. Just have the revealed zone, and then the player has to unclick a card when it's been played. I would enjoy that kind of functionality. That seems good to me. Where's the settle? Oh, we cut settle. Oh, we cut settle, California, because that's not good against this kind of deck. Not for
Our
control.
opponent is definitely beating us down pretty quickly.
We don't have double white
Oh,
anyway.
Did I know that he had that? I bet I knew they had that. That's gross.
Well, Nate finally plays a strong merfolk
Making a note
deck,
here. Huge success.
and his Esper control falls a little bit short here.
Okay, so yeah, we're probably not winning this game. It's going to depend on what we draw. Ravenous Chupacabra would be real.
Yeah, don't you like that chart? I think that would work great.
Well, let's play a Merfolk Mistbinder.
God, I hate that situation when there's like two elites and a misbinder. How do you know what to kill? How do you know what to choose? Everything just wrecks you.
All right, we have ascended.
Yeah, he got out of
Now,
wood.
I think
He finally,
we're
yeah.
good.
No,
we're not ready
definitely
for
last
so
week, the last
it's
2
not
weeks. No
Hopefully
offense
our
to the
opponent will
players he
attack one of these
played.
creatures
Like
that
that
we can
Skarn
block
game
so we
was a
can
good game,
block
but
with our hostage taker,
the
with
matchups he's been playing against have not really been
straight dead 3/6.
high-powered decks when he went on those
Alright.
win streaks.
This is probably not a great matchup for us, but I bet like the other aggressive decks we've got a little bit better chance.
Do ya?
Simply because of the fact that we can play with their creatures more than we can play with the Merfolk stuff. So, cool. Well, that actually ended
think
up
your deck
working out
sucked,
well,
Nate.
so I don't have to skip my next meeting.
And I think California said it. Nate confirmed net decker. Clearly someone else built that white-red dino deck for him. Because the deck he just built was a hot pile. That's an interesting comparison, Hishnik. Arena's merfolk are like duels vamps. They are fast. And Arena's vamps are like duels elves. I think Arena vamps are better than elves.
But
He doesn't even know what Kumena looks
probably
like.
tinker with
That's
this
the
next
real
time,
problem here.
Put some cards towards it, and then I think for next week's stream we'll pull it out again and see if we can do a little bit more with it. But
Ugh, we're
appreciate
stuck
the
with
idea.
this
We're
deck
also
for
going to leave
another
the
week.
Stubhorn Sentry as the cover card because look at how adorable it is. It's just so cute. Anyway,
Because he played
thank
creatures
you
instead
very
of
much,
spells in
guys,
his control
for
deck,
dropping
for
by
God's
for
sakes.
this week's stream. We are, for those of you guys who are in the closed beta, thank you for giving us all of your feedback, and I highly recommend you go to the forums and check out the State of the Beta article that Chris Clay posted late last night.
I recommend that too.
It's got a bit of an idea of where we've come from, where we're headed to, and we're going to make this kind of a weekly conversation.
They just have
point
no
between
sunshine
the
in
community
Washington
and
at
us.
all, do they?
For those of you guys who
Just
are not
none.
currently in the closed beta but have already signed up, we are adding new people every single day. There are, as Riley and I would say, a squillion of you. So don't worry, we will get to it. But it is it's a process right now.
Get in there, guys.
Hopefully, we'll be able to get you guys in soon and get an opportunity to get you playing things. You guys can look out for the information about the NDA drop. It's got to be coming soon because we're going to be dropping it within the next month. And we'll probably have information about drafts, some other stuff a little bit further down the road. But those of you guys who haven't signed up for the closed beta, please visit mtgarena.com and get yourself signed up. Might as well get in the queue because we are adding people day by day. If you would like to hang out, chat with us, send us your thoughts and opinions, your love, tell me how wonderfully or poorly I played on the stream. You can find us on social media. We have a page on Facebook at facebook.com/MagicTheGatheringArena, and you can find us on Twitter, where in between meetings I will be checking in with you guys.
My in-laws live in Seattle,
MTG
and they maintain it's
arena.
not rain. They
That is
maintain
going
that's
to do it for
overstated,
me. I am
and it
officially
probably
1
is.
minute and 21 seconds late.
But
to
judging
my
from
current
Nate's
meeting,
skin tone,
I am
he
going
does
to
not
run
get
off
much
before I
sun.
get yelled at. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, and we will be back here again next Wednesday, once again at 2 p.m. Pacific time, same time as we were this week. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys again very soon.
Peace, Nate. Can we get that face though, just a little bit more? I like his ending face. One sec, guys.